wrong type of train, Ugo.
Yeah, but Mike, public subway trains don't make the same kind of noises to mimic.
Oh, okay, fine. Choo-choo.
Public transportation has a lot of upsides. It's affordable, accessible, and helps to reduce traffic congestion and even gas emissions.
But like anything that primarily exists to benefit the public, there are of course downsides, namely the public.
Yes. Something about public buses and trains really brings out all of the weird, crazy, gross, and even illegal behaviors from people. Let's take a look at some of the wildest videos of people behaving badly on public transportation.
Let's get into it.
I'd like to see the sign that says no hammocks. We've got a whole... Where's the no hammock sign? We got a whole list of no.
Is he in a cocoon? What is this?
Looks very comfortable, I'm not gonna lie.
I wonder if he's gonna turn into a butterfly or something.
I said I won't be stopped.
He will not be stopped.
He got summer, like what are these, twisting moves?
He's on it, look at this.
He's like break dancing in a hammock.
I'm staying in the hammock. I'm not moving this bus. You know what? There's AC in here.
Dude, get down.
Dude thinks he's just gonna move into the bus.
It's like a resort.
Yeah.
It's like it has AC.
AC. People are getting very upset there.
They are getting very upset. How interesting. Hammock Boy has a point. There are no signs that says no hammocks in a bus. I mean, technically, it's
there's
true.
no signs that say no murder in a bus either,
That's
right?
also true. That's also true. And murder is frowned upon.
That doesn't mean you can just do it.
And I think that is the sticking point here.
Right.
Meaning that just because there's no sign that says you cannot do something does not automatically mean that you can do it.
Yeah. I mean, that goes back to, everything, right? Anywhere you go.
Yes.
They can't.
It goes back to everything.
They can't tell you not to do every single thing. When you go to a park, they can be like, no skateboarding, no dogs or something maybe,
Right.
if they don't want pets at the park. Obvious things, but like certain things that people should just not do, like obvious things that you should not do, like getting in fights or something like that.
Exactly.
Like, not allowed at the park.
Yes.
Do they need a sign to tell you that? No.
Very good
right?
point.
Even though there's not a sign that says, hey, no hammocks here, you can still get in trouble. It is still illegal for a different reason. It's not simply because the person put a hammock up, it's what happens because of doing that.
At the end of the day, the fact is that this bus operator has a job to do. He has a schedule to maintain because there are other people at different stops that are waiting for him. And he cannot safely drive this bus if the conductor or the bus driver feels the passengers are not safe as well. And obviously there is a safety issue with having a hammock on the bus. My question is, how does he set that up?
Yeah, I'm confused about that. It seems like it would take a lot of time, but I guess, the bus driver is probably focused on driving. People are looking at this person like, what are you doing? But not saying anything until it starts to disrupt their ride.
Right.
And then people get, of course, very upset.
And that's the issue. It is the disruption. And that is what is against the law, ladies and gentlemen. If you are interfering with any type of public transportation system, you are in fact violating the law. And by doing something that prevents this driver from being able to continue his route is absolutely a destruction. And that is why it is illegal, even though there's no sign.
Could anyone argue that this is not technically stopping the driver from doing their route?
Anyone could argue anything. The fact remains that the bus driver does not believe it is safe
right.
to operate this bus with Hammock Boy in his cocoon.
Well, I mean, there is a risk for Hammock Boy's own safety,
Absolutely.
If he has to stop very quickly,
Yes.
that hammock turns into a slingshot real quick. Boom!
Yes, exactly.
Hammock Boy be spread across the windshield.
Right.
But,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at another example of public transportation gone wrong.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Toenail
That's
clipping?
disgusting.
That is so gross.
Oh, disgusting. Why?
No one's even looking at her.
Why?
Except for the person filming it.
Right, exactly. If it was me, I would be staring you down.
It's disgusting. She's not even trying to like catch him. They're just
They're
going
just
everywhere.
flying. It's just like free for all.
What makes it so gross is that she has no care about where it's going. If it was in some contained thing, like in a trash can doing it, I guess that's better. It's still weird.
Still weird.
Really weird, but at least it's not like gross and potentially people could be touching it or it could be landing on them.
Absolutely, it can land on anybody. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but she's so comfortable doing this, it tells me she has done this before.
Yeah, that's
This is not her first time doing this.
This is not her first rodeo, that's for sure. I know public transportation is already pretty dirty, but there's no need to actually contribute more to that problem.
Yeah, this is like littering to the max. I mean, does she not have 5 minutes at home in her personal space to do this?
I mean, I could just imagine her just doing it all over her floor at her home too.
Oh, yeah, can you imagine?
Trying to step through her house. That guy with the book, he's way too chill. It's like he's in the line of fire. Can you believe this?
I don't know, is this in New York? Because I feel like nothing phases New Yorkers. I feel like a New Yorker, anything could happen and they're just reading their book, minding their business.
So at the very least, it's at least littering, right?
Right, at least, you're absolutely right. And let's also look at most. At most, you can actually compare this to another thing that is really disgusting, but not necessarily illegal on the books, which is public urination. So in the state of California, there's no specific law making it unlawful to urinate in public. However, you could be charged with being a public nuisance. You could be charged with indecent exposure. You could be charged with disorderly conduct. At the very least, it's littering. Then at the very most, it could possibly be some sort of public disruption as well. Now, Mike, there may not be any explicit laws against this, but you know, this appears to be in London. In London, standards of etiquette on public transportation are way more strict than they are here. People are expected generally to be quiet and polite on the tube. And I would say that this qualifies as not that.
I mean, she's being pretty quiet.
Yeah, but just, where did you get this from? Where did this come from? But just imagine, you and her have a lot in common. Do this on your own time.
Oh, it just went in his mouth.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
my mouth.
All right, let's go into the next video.
Raccoons are, most often found in the suburbs, but not this one.
Wow.
Even though New York City law doesn't allow raccoons to be kept as pets, the video was shot by someone who's also used to being photographed, Australian model Brooke Hogan, who was traveling on an Uptown 6 train when she took the video and posted it to Instagram.
This ain't safe.
Yeah, that's the first thing I was thinking.
So have they heard of rabies? Man,
Heard of rabies?
I gotta admit though, I think it's really cute. I kind of want one.
Absolutely not.
It's really cute.
I will never come visit you ever again.
Ooh, so that's the way. All right. I do think the raccoon is cute, but I also know that they are temperamental. There's a chance that that raccoon could bite you.
This for me takes the cake. Like, I could not imagine something like this. I could not go onto a subway, see this, and then I would absolutely try and film it, but with a zoom. Like, I'm talking about
Telescope lens.
The telescopic lens on this.
You're in the subway car, the next one over, looking through the window.
Exactly. These things are also really quick. They're fast. I was in Mexico once.
I can already tell. There's a story coming. There's a story brewing.
I was with my very good friend in Mexico once, and we rented a house. We had all gone to bed, but we did not put any of the food away. I was working late, as I always do because I'm an amazing lawyer and I work late. I look out of the window of the room that I'm in into the next room, the room that I need to go into in order to get to my bedroom, and what do I see? A giant raccoon looking at me, staring me down. I was looking at it. It was looking right back at me, and then it realized it had me.
Yeah?
Oh, it realized I was not going anywhere.
And what'd you do?
I stayed right there. I watched it enjoy its feast.
Oh, did you freeze?
I froze in fear, to be honest. It wasn't a strategic move. It was more of a natural reaction.
But you didn't get hurt. You didn't get hurt.
I did not, but it was very, very scary. It would not move. No matter how much noise I made, it stayed right there.
Yeah, they
eating all the
like
food.
their food. I'm sure this lady is making people feel calm, or trying to at least, by saying it's her pet and that he or she has never done anything bad, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, it's illegal to have one of these as a pet in New York. So she's already breaking the law by just simply having this animal as a pet.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I personally find it very annoying whenever people make excuses for potentially causing others danger, because I don't care that that is her pet. More power to you, lady. But you and your pet need to stay a safe distance away from me.
Which means not on the subway.
Which means not on the subway, because if this cute raccoon decides to tap into its natural instinct and ends up scratching someone, biting someone, it's always a third party that gets hurt.
And that brings up a good point. Even though it's this woman's pet, that doesn't change anything. In fact, lawsuits happen all the time because people's pets injure other people.
And the thing is that if you feel like you have a case because something has happened to you, the best place that you can go is ithinkIhaveacase.com, where our team will analyze it.
That's right. check the link in the description. Also, on top of all this, New York has actually a specific rule about bringing pets like a dog on a subway. For dogs, they actually have to fit into a bag. There wasn't a size limit on the bag. It just couldn't be so big that it prevented people from being able to walk through the aisle. So they didn't really get descriptive about like how big your bag could be. So people just started putting their big dogs in a bag.
Oh my gosh.
As long as the dog was in a bag. And I'm talking about some of them even like wrapped a dog
my God.
like a burrito in a bag.
Oh my God.
Pretty funny, but I can tell you one thing though, this would not work for this raccoon lady. That's for
Absolutely
sure.
not. But you know, one thing that I do appreciate is a good loophole.
Yeah, right?
As a lawyer, I love a loophole.
It's pretty funny. I mean, I don't know.
Awesome.
I don't know if New York has changed the law since then or they plan to. It definitely did not have the intentions that they thought, and it's pretty hilarious how New Yorkers figured out that loophole.
Hey, listen, they're trying to be as creative as they possibly can while still being legally compliant. That's my kind of New Yorker right there.
I love it. I love it. Enough about raccoons. All right, let's look at the next video.
Let's go.
What is
he doing?
What is he eating?
Oh.
Picking his nose? Oh, he's
He has
picking his.
a hand that is
He's
picking
his. He's using his girlfriend to pick.
No way.
He's using someone else's hand to pick his nose.
No way.
I'm assuming that's his girlfriend.
And she's clearly not even paying attention.
That is disgusting.
She is so distracted by her phone that she's not even
Ew.
paying attention.
That's insane.
They must really love each other.
Yeah.
Because can I just be honest with you? I would not even want someone else's finger in my nose. Forget
What do you
my
think?
finger in someone else's nose. I don't trust you enough to put your finger inside of my own nose.
What do you think his pickup line was? Pickup line? I pick you first? I don't know. But I hope this woman is his girlfriend, because imagine if it was just some random unsuspecting stranger.
I hope it's his wife, because if it's just his girlfriend, they would have some serious reflection on whether or not this relationship is stable.
Maybe this is what true love looks like. Have an open heart, Ugo.
I'd rather be closed-hearted. I gotta be honest with you. Gotta be honest with you. Okay, when you watch this video, the first thing that you think to yourself might be battery. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that battery is any type of offensive or non-consensual contact with another. So do you think that this lady friend would find this offensive to rise to the level of battery?
There's really no way to know, honestly, from the video. I mean, presumably she knows this person's doing something with their hand. They have a close relationship, I would assume. Maybe it's something they've done before. If it's something that she has consented to before or willingly done before, then there's nothing bad going on here, because it all depends on this individual, this woman, if she permits this. If she has no idea this is happening and would be severely offended by it, there is a chance that, this could be a battery charge.
Yeah, here's the thing. It could result in a very stern conversation.
Yeah, I think they should have a stern conversation. The analysis comes down to, first of all, is this a stranger or not? If it's a stranger, there's gonna be a big issue.
100%.
But, looking at the video, it's probably pretty safe to assume this isn't a stranger, unless this person is so involved in what they're watching that they don't even know their hand is moving and their body is moving. But overall, just really gross.
Disgusting. That's a disgusting one.
Again, don't do that. Don't do the fingernails. Don't pick your nose with your hand or your friend's hand or your girlfriend's hand. Let's hope we picked a better next video.
Oh God, your dad jokes. Let's go to the next video. Oh no.
Grab the
my
steering
God.
wheel? She's upset.
She missed her stop. Your fault.
But when the bus stopped, she didn't get off immediately. Oh. She got angrier. She's kicking it. Woo. It was so hot outside. How could I get off? I mean,
What do you mean?
What-
What did you think? You're gonna
You're
stay there
asking-
forever? Oh my God.
she was detained by police. That sounds about right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of issues here. I mean, it's a little weird. She's demanding to get off, and then when she can get off, she's saying it's too hot to go outside.
Well,
Pick
I mean,
one or
one or the other. You don't want to get off the bus, or you want to stay in where there's AC. You can't have both.
I feel bad for this bus driver. It's like he doesn't control the weather. Like,
Yes, exactly.
I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to get off the bus.
Like, get off the bus,
weather,
ma'am.
This doesn't change anything. Definitely some major concerns here. Obviously, destruction of property or attempted destruction of property going on here.
What is it with some adults where something happens to them, all of a sudden they act crazy? In what world is this okay?
Maybe it has to do with the weather. I don't know.
It was hot outside.
It was pretty hot outside.
But I love that she doesn't end up getting off right away because it's too hot outside. She was momentarily considering if staying in the air conditioning for longer was worth ending up nowhere near wherever she needed to go. I get it, because sometimes that summer heat can be brutal.
I mean, maybe the bus driver should have just turned off the AC. Maybe that would have convinced her to get off the bus faster.
It's a great idea, Michael.
This is crazy.
It's a great idea.
But let's talk about the legal aspects here. She's kicking doors, right? Potentially damaging the bus here. There's a crime right there, destruction of property, destruction of public property.
You know, Mike, it's interesting because I'm sure a lot of people might ask, is this technically kidnapping because he's not letting her off the bus?
I would say no. She had her opportunity to leave the bus and she decided not to. And a bus pulls over when it's safe to do so or when its scheduled routes are. It's not kidnapping, you know, for a bus to only pull over at its special designated stops, right?
Exactly.
You're not being kidnapped between each stop.
Exactly, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get off the bus, she could have got out of the bus. But apparently it was too hot.
Yeah.
So now, guess what, ma'am? You're going to the next stop.
I'm starting to think we all might be better off just taking a taxi or an Uber or Lyft. And don't you dare tell me anything bad has ever happened in one of those.
Well, that's another video for another time.
Please like and subscribe and take care of all your bodily hygiene needs in the privacy of your own. Absolutely not!
Guess he doesn't love me.
Ugh.